Hello everyone, my name is Caitlin Bolden, and today I have my three audience members. I have my mother Teresa, she's in the green. I have my grandmother Nyoka, she's right in front of you, and I have my boyfriend Justin. Today I'm going to be talking about the disadvantages of homeschooling, and for my visual aid I have previously conducted an interview with a lady in Alaska named Asha. She homeschools her 5 children, and she's going to be my source and my evidence. But so to jump right into this, I have a statistic from the U.S. Census Bureau. About 1.5 million children in the United States are homeschooled right now. That's about 3.4%. And for this presentation, I would like to give the psychological effects on children who are homeschooled. Children who are homeschooled lack the social skills to maintain a social environment, meaning they're at home so much and they don't really converse with people except the people who are also homeschooled who come to their houses. So they lack the boundaries to talk to people and to hold a conversation or to have a conversation with anybody. Also, it's proven that children will not be psychologically ready for the real world because, like, I'm a parent. I want to protect my child no matter what, but my child does have to go through certain instances and certain circumstances that prepares her for problem solving and that prepares her for cause and effect relationships. Without those relationships and without those skills necessary for life, she's not going to understand how to conduct herself or understand anything. She's just going to go by and think that nobody likes her and she's going to become a migrant. She's not going to go anywhere. She's just going to stick in one place. When a child is homeschooled, they miss a lot of, furthermore, according to mental health and homeschooling, children of homeschooling are more susceptible to mental illnesses. 1 out of 10 out of every children has a serious mental health problem, and another 10% go without noticing. So when you are homeschooled and you're religiously affiliated, there are some kids who do not know about mental illnesses, or they do not know about, like, the Big Bang Theory, because that's not in their religious affiliation. Children of homeschooling, their parents sometimes don't really know about mental illnesses, so they don't focus on them, so they don't really press them and help them understand what they're going through. The child is just having to understand it themselves and having to make of it what they can. They don't really understand or they don't know what's going on. There's also a substantial amount of growth or substantial amount of loss of mental growth with homeschooling. The children need to go through trials and errors. They need to try something and then fail at it. They don't need to stick in one environment and just understand that one environment, because when they go to another environment, like they go to public schooling or they get a transition to a public school, they're not going to understand how to talk to the teachers, how to ask a question. They may be smarter, but they're not going to understand how to converse with a teacher. Some children, because I know when I was homeschooled, I knew about the Big Bang Theory and everything because I was just in it because I was a troublemaker. But some children don't even know about certain science and history subjects. While they are smarter in, like, math, and like they understand everything, but there are some subjects in science and history that they do not understand, they do not know about because of these religious affiliations that their parents are homeschooling them through. For my ending, to end my homeschooling presentation, I have a quote from a doctor. His name is Daniel Kessler, a pediatrician and member of the American Academy of Pediatrics Developmental Behavior Group, states, "Kids need to be successful in 3 overlapping spheres: at home, at school, and with peers." And if you are homeschooled, that is one thing that you don't get a lot of. You don't get a lot of attention from your peers. You don't get a lot of social situations. And at home, even though your parents are your teachers, you don't really get a lot of, like, parental guidance. It's mostly like they can't separate the 3. They are at home and they're at school and they have their parents. So they need to be successful in all 3 spheres to understand life. So before you try homeschooling, just look at all of your options, because there may be an easier solution. To go on with here's my aide. I asked her what the disadvantages of homeschooling was. The first thing she said was there's no school pictures, there's no traditional school setting activities. For instance, there's no dances, football games, pep rallies, and social environments. The teachers or the parents who are the teachers, they do set up certain activities for the children, but they're not regulated with a bunch of kids that are in one environment so they understand everything. They're still sticking with that one environment. They're not venturing out and doing anything that's out of the ordinary. She also said some of the children she teaches are a little timid when it comes to talking or being in a group learning environment. An exact quote from her, "It's like they forget how to talk and they get visibly nervous. Some even shut down." That is one thing that is a big attribute you need to have in life. You need to be able to talk to someone without freaking out or without them not understanding you. Also, she mentioned how some states do not recognize homeschooling as an actual education. They do not allow homeschooling, period. She went on to say, homeschooling is too restrictive. Some states do not let you do homeschooling. They also do not recognize homeschooling. So, some children who are homeschooled, who get integrated into public schooling, they do have a harder time because to prove that they know the knowledge of the grade, they have rigorous testing and they have stressful situations, which also goes to the mental loss because the children don't understand what's going on. You know, they in their minds, they've already been through this, they've already done this, so why are they having to continue it? She also said, if a child was to go through, if a child was to transfer schools, they would have to make themselves who they are. So a child does not know who they are until they've been in certain situations or circumstances that help them build who they are. So that alone, with the mental growth or mental loss, with the social skill loss, and the testing that you have to do with the education, homeschooling should not be your first choice for your children. You should think of other things and you should find an easier option because not only you're a parent, not only is it hard for you to be a parent, but you're also having to be a teacher. You're also having to put yourself on the spectrum and stretch yourself, and that might be overlapping for some parents. So just one last thing, just think about that the next time you think about homeschooling. We'll see you later.
Hey, that's good.
Did you know